Jodie Foster is one of those rare artists whose name alone carries weight. For decades, she has been associated with intelligence, intensity, and a quiet kind of strength that doesn't demand attention, but earns it. From child star to two-time Academy Award winner, her journey through Hollywood has been anything but ordinary. Yet what makes her story so compelling is not just the awards or the iconic roles. It's the humanity behind them. Foster has lived most of her life in the public eye, growing up under studio lights instead of playground sunshine. Still, she has managed to hold on to something deeply personal, a sense of self that feels grounded and deliberate. At 62, she stands not just as a celebrated actress and director, but as a woman who has navigated fame with thoughtfulness and care. Her life reminds us that longevity in Hollywood is rarely accidental. It is built on discipline, reinvention, and emotional intelligence. A childhood shaped by determination. Born Alicia Christian Foster on November 19, 1962, in Los Angeles, she was the youngest of 4 children. Her mother, Evelyn Brandy Foster, played a central role in shaping her early life, encouraging curiosity and education while guiding her daughter's budding career. From an early age, Jodie displayed remarkable intelligence. She began reading at 3 and attended a French language prep school, becoming fluent in the language she would later use in international films. But childhood for her was never typical. While other children were discovering hobbies and friendships, Foster was memorizing scripts and stepping onto sound stages. Her mother balanced protection with ambition, ensuring education remained a priority even as acting jobs increased. The family worked as a unit, navigating an industry that often moves quickly and demands maturity. Those early years demanded focus and responsibility, shaping Foster into someone who understood discipline long before most children grasped its meaning. Entering Hollywood at a tender age, Foster's career began almost as soon as she could speak. A television commercial led to more opportunities, and soon she was appearing regularly on American screens. By elementary school, she had already built an impressive resume. One early milestone came with Disney Productions, which introduced her to family audiences and established her reliability as a young performer. Even as a child, directors noted her professionalism and unusual emotional depth. She wasn't simply reciting lines, she was interpreting them. This maturity helped her transition smoothly from commercials to television series and films. Yet beneath the productivity was a young girl juggling schoolwork and set life. Unlike many child actors whose early fame fades, Foster's trajectory continued upward. The foundation she built during these formative years would allow her to move confidently into more complex roles as she entered adolescence, setting her apart from her peers in both skill and longevity. A breakthrough with Taxi Driver. In 1976, Foster delivered a performance that stunned critics and audiences alike in Taxi Driver, directed by Martin Scorsese. Playing Iris, she demonstrated emotional nuance far beyond her years. The role required careful oversight and thoughtful preparation, but Foster approached it with remarkable seriousness. Her work earned her an Academy Award nomination and marked her arrival as a serious dramatic talent. While the film itself became a cultural landmark, for Foster, it represented a turning point. She was no longer simply a promising child star. She was an actress capable of carrying profound material. With that recognition came increased visibility, something she handled with composure. Even during interviews as a teenager, her intelligence stood out. She spoke thoughtfully, choosing words carefully. It was clear that she saw acting not merely as performance, but as craft. That mindset would guide her through the decades ahead, choosing education and independence. At a time when many young actors leaned fully into Hollywood, Foster made a surprising decision. She enrolled at Yale University to study literature. Pursuing higher education while maintaining a film career required balance and resolve. She graduated magna cum laude in 1985, proving that academic achievement and artistic success need not be mutually exclusive. Yale offered her something Hollywood could not: intellectual exploration beyond the camera's gaze. College also provided a measure of normalcy, though her presence inevitably drew attention. Foster has often spoken about valuing privacy, and during these years, she worked to separate her identity from public perception. Education grounded her, reinforcing that her worth extended beyond box office numbers. That intellectual foundation later influenced her directing style and the kinds of scripts she chose. It remains one of the defining decisions of her life, demonstrating foresight and a desire for balance. Redemption with The Accused. The late 1980s marked a professional resurgence with The Accused. In the role of Sarah Tobias, Foster delivered a raw, emotionally charged performance that earned her first Academy Award for Best Actress. The film addressed difficult social themes, and Foster approached the material with courage and sensitivity. Winning the Oscar at just 26 signaled not only a comeback, but a declaration. She was here to stay. The award validated years of persistence and redefined her image in Hollywood. No longer seen as a former child star trying to transition, she was recognized as one of her generation's finest actors. That moment on stage symbolized more than career achievement. It represented resilience. She had navigated the unpredictable tides of fame and emerged stronger, more confident, and fully in control of her narrative. Clarice Starling and cinematic immortality. If one role cemented Foster's legacy, it was Clarice Starling in The Silence of the Lambs. Opposite Anthony Hopkins, she portrayed a young FBI trainee navigating fear and ambition with quiet determination. The performance earned her a second Academy Award and became a benchmark for female protagonists in thriller cinema. Clarice was intelligent, vulnerable, and resolute, a character whose strength came from empathy as much as bravery. Foster's preparation was meticulous, including research into behavioral science and law enforcement procedures. The film's success was both commercial and critical, sweeping major Oscar categories. More importantly, it expanded the possibilities for women in leading dramatic roles. Decades later, Clarice remains one of cinema's most respected characters, and Foster's portrayal continues to influence actors and storytellers alike. Expanding into directing. Never content with a single creative lane, Foster expanded into directing. Films such as Little Man Tate revealed her interest in themes of intelligence, on childhood, and emotional complexity. Behind the camera, she demonstrated the same discipline she brought to acting. Directing allowed her to shape stories from a broader perspective, blending her literary sensibilities with cinematic craft. Over time, she also directed episodes of acclaimed television series, earning respect for her calm leadership and clear vision. Transitioning from actor to director can be challenging, but Foster's deep understanding of storytelling eased that shift. Her work reflects empathy for characters who feel different or isolated, perhaps a subtle echo of her own experiences growing up in the spotlight. Through directing, she proved that her creative voice extended far beyond performance. Private life. Public Grace Foster has long guarded her personal life with care, valuing authenticity over spectacle. In 2013, during a heartfelt speech at the Golden Globe Awards, she spoke candidly about privacy and identity, emphasizing the importance of living truthfully without surrendering boundaries. A year later, she married photographer Alexandra Hedison, building a life centered on stability and mutual respect. Foster has 2 sons, and motherhood has remained one of her proudest roles. Despite decades of fame, she has managed to shield her family from constant exposure. That deliberate separation between career and home reflects her belief that not every part of life belongs to the public. In an era of oversharing, her restraint feels refreshing. She has shown that it is possible to maintain dignity and warmth while still commanding a powerful presence in entertainment, a legacy of intelligence and resilience. Jodie Foster's life is not defined by scandal or spectacle, but by perseverance, intellect, and emotional courage. From prodigy to powerhouse, she has continually rewritten expectations. Her story teaches that strength does not always roar. Sometimes it speaks quietly and carries on. Across more than 5 decades, she has navigated fame without losing depth or direction. Awards may line her shelves, but her true legacy lies in the characters she has brought to life and the example she sets. She stands as proof that success and substance can coexist, that privacy can be preserved, and that growth never truly ends. In an industry known for reinvention, Jodie Foster remains authentic, an artist shaped by experience, still curious, still evolving, and still standing with grace.